Hey, just want to do a quick demo of Luabase. So if I jump into the app, just click login and create a new query. By default, we give you some SQL to start with. But if I wanted to do something like a count instead of selecting all and run that query again, you can see we get 14 billion records back for the transaction volume for Ethereum, and it happens pretty quick, so 300 milliseconds. Now, this is obviously not a terribly interesting data set, but if I wanted to create a data set that I was really interested in sharing or really interested in embedding into another application, let's say something more like this, where I'm looking at the transactions by day for Ethereum, I could take this parameter field, insert different values for that. So right now it's inserting for month. I'm sorry, inserting for day. So it's going to group the results by day, but I could also run it by month. So if I change that to month, it'll group the data by month instead. Now, the really nice thing here is that you can very quickly get access to this data in any other application. So if I jump up here and go to share, you can see we already generated a curl command for you. So if I copy this curl command and run it in a new terminal, it'll take a second to come back, but you'll get that same data set in a terminal. And if I wanted to, say, access it in a Google Sheet, I could open up a new sheet, paste that link. Right now we're doing an import, but we'll also enable people to push data. You can see this date isn't formatted correctly in Sheets, but I can just do format date. And now that data is, again, grouped by month. So if we just do a chart on that, we'll be able to see the kind of transactions by month. And next, if we wanted to be able to control the input variable directly from Sheets, I can actually add parameters into the link. So if I just do something like where the interval equals day, that should change it to day. And if I want to do that as a cell reference instead, could just put an ampersand, reference this cell, and anytime I change this, it'll update the way that the data is formatted, or at least the way the data is grouped. And then the last option that we give by default, but again, this is just an API call, so you can use any language you'd like, but we can copy a Python request, drop that into a notebook that's running. The response has a data key in it. We can look at what look at the entire response. So it has the data, but it also has some metadata like the name of the columns, the types of the columns. But if we just take that data stream and look at the actual data frame that you can easily convert with pandas. You can also obviously control the parameters here. So if I change this to day, now the data set will be by day.